Rosicrucian Magic by Frater is a book that I've already reviewed, and I'll link the previous review that I made down below. But the review that I had made was for the regular standard hardcover. Very recently, Frater got in touch with Nathan McCall from McCall Company, who is renowned for being, if not the best, certainly one of the best. I can't really think of any other book binder out there who has a better track record and just more widely renowned for producing perfection. And Frater ordered 33 of these copies of these deluxe editions of Rosicrucian Magic to be created, and I don't believe there is any other book that that McCall Company have created in such large bulk, although 33 books really isn't very large bulk, and they're available exclusively through Miskatonic Books. And Larry Roberts from Miskatonic Books reached out to me recently and told me that he had put one of these elusive books in the post for me. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am for this, and I've enjoyed looking over every single detail of this beautiful object, and I have to share this with you. I have to show you what an absolutely delightful and fitting container for Frater's deeply moving, deeply important words from this book, Rosicrucian Magic. So, as you can see, you get a very very high standard here. I've seen some very, very high standard books throughout the ages, but this really is something spectacular. I'll draw your attention. Let me draw your attention first of all to the thing that made my my eyes widen, is how tight these corners are. I know it seems like nothing compared to the first thing that may be catching your eye, but to me, when I see something like this, something as precise as this on something as difficult to get right as a corner on a leather-bound book, that instills confidence. That really tells me that this is somebody who really knows their trade. So let's start with the outside of the book. I've already been showing you the tooling, the hand tooling on the outside edge of the book here. So this is gold on this very, very vibrant red background, and it's so fitting for the topic of Rosicrucian magic, and it goes further. I'll show you the edgings next over here. So the edges are actually hand painted. Usually when you get colored edges, they're sprayed. And the result is very uniform. It's very very neat. What we get here is something that has a very specific effect. You can see. Let me see if I can focus here. You can see that the fact of hand painting these edges causes the ink, the pigment, to leak into the fibers of the page, and so you know, when I was saying how fitting these colours are for the topic of Rosicrucian magic, the first chapter, the introductory chapter to this book, talks about how the word Rosicrucian is understood to mean different things to different people, but it has been said to mean, among other things, a blood-spattered cross, and that theme very much comes through in this book, of which the topic is to become alike to the angelic mind. But the process is, you know, takes on Frater Acher's very distinct voice, as you may know if you've read anything else by Frater Acher. He's certainly no shrinking violet, and his approach to this is one of mystery, but also one of the exploration of life and death. In fact, there's an entire chapter towards the middle of the book. I'll probably not be able to find it right now, but in which he discusses what comes after his probably his most famous book, which is Holy Daemon, which I can point it out up there. Yep, Holy Daemon. So in Holy Daemon he talks about how he produces a technique for encountering his own holy guardian angel, and in this book he talks about the direct aftermath of that. I'm showing you a couple of pages, and some of you in the previous video pointed out that there's a lot of German. Well, yes, the whole German text of a Rosicrucian initiatory text is actually here, and then it's followed in the very next chapter by its word-for-word translation. There we are. So yes, there is German, but all of the German is translated. And then this fantastic, very important initiatory text is analysed from a ritual perspective. Very, very interesting, very, very interesting stuff. But I talk about all of that, as I say, in my review for the standard edition. Let me come back to what I'm really making this review about, which is the construction of this deluxe edition. And I'm showing you right now these handmade end papers, these handmade marbled end papers, and once again, you know how perfectly fitting this theme of these rose red swirls, right, looking very much like roses. In fact, the colours maybe not coming out quite right. It's a little bit warmer in colour than what you're seeing on the screen right now. What you're seeing here as a cream is slightly yellower than what you're seeing on your screen here, right? And so yes, it gives the overall impression of roses, but also of white and red blood cells. It works really very, very nicely. It's just the precision of the work, which is insanely good. Look how that corner of the end paper comes exactly. I mean, it's microscopic, right? How precise this is, and in every single corner it works that way, and then. You know, and let me show you the head and tail bands as well. Look how beautiful that is. Absolutely gorgeous. This really is, I mean, yeah, I guess McCall Company are not recognised as the best on the market for no reason. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful, and it feels solid, you know, really, really solid. This book will still be around long after I'm no longer around, you know. This is this. I get to see a lot of books, you know. I get to see a lot of books, and to see something as carefully engineered as this is a real delight. And then you've got these raised bands on the spine. The paper is actually sawn in order to receive the spine, which is the right way to do it, right? Like it's the traditionally correct way to do it. And it's it opens up nicely. It's you know, it's not too tight to read. The pages just flop open exactly as you would want them to, and it's lovely. In terms of the paper itself, it's very nice and thick. You know, it's exactly what you would hope for. The paper isn't too white. It's not too yellow. It certainly doesn't look like it's going too yellow. And let me see if I can maybe find one of those gorgeous color illustrations by José Gabriel Alegría Sabogal, maybe towards the beginning, in fact. And you'll be able to see how nicely that color, in fact, comes through on this paper. There we go. The motif here is the Theomagica logo, which is Frater website, on which he shares lots of information about his own practice, but also just practice in general, ritual in general. And it seems to be hand burnished onto the leather, and it's the same on both sides there. There we go. And then these beautiful hearts with the flame above. Hand tooled into the leather. Very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful indeed. There we go. Guys, as I say, I had to share this with you. I believe, in fact, that there may be a handful of these left on the Miskatonic website, Miskatonic Books website. I'll obviously leave a link down below. Hopefully, those of you catching this review as it's being released will still have a chance to pick up a copy, if you're lucky enough to. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed looking at this beautiful book as much as I did. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.